Okay, now let's do this program. This is the one in the lecture notes. It's this one, the age program in chapter 8. Okay, I copied and pasted the requirements here. So we will write an array declaration to represent the ages of 10 children named age, assign 8 to each child using a for loop, and then change the last child's age to 10, etc. So let's declare the array. To declare the array to represent the age, we should declare it as an int because we don't say 8.5, right? Years old. Usually we just use an int. So, and this is not a regular int, it is an array of int. So we use this to represent the array, okay? That's the type, an int array. And the array name is called age. And we want, this is the syntax, and how many children do we want? We want 10. So inside it is 10, okay? That's the declaration. And then we assign 8 to each child using a for loop. Even if I do not specify using a for loop, you have to use a for loop because to process an array, each element in the array, you always use a for loop, okay? You can use a while loop also, but a for loop is much easier. And we also use this constant, the array name followed by dot followed by the length keyword. That's a constant name. Okay, that gives you the number 10 in this case, the number of elements in the array. Okay, this is the loop structure. And inside we want to assign 8. So assign 8 to each element. We need to reference each element. To reference an array element, you use the array name followed by the square brackets, followed by the index. And since we are inside a for loop, the index is represented really by the I variable. So it varies from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, etc. until 9. When it's 10, it will exit the loop because we are saying less than 10. And we vary the variable because of this I++, this incrementation. Okay, so I equals to 8. Okay, that's it. And then change the last child's age to 10, change the second child's age to 5. So now everybody is 8, but we want to change the second child's age. The second child is at position 1 because array always starts at 0 to 5, and the last child is at 9 because we have 10 children. That's the sides. The last element is always at the sides minus 1. Okay, so age 9. Or you can do this, age length minus 1. So this way, no matter how many, it will always give you the last child, the last element. Okay, so this is the same as you put 9 there. But remember, if you put 9 there, if my array has 20, then it will not work, right? While when you use this variable length, it will work because it always gives you the size of the array. Print out the children's age using a for loop or the for each loop. Okay, let me use the for each loop to get you familiarized with it. So for each, we use a variable to represent each element in the array, and the variable's type is the same as the array type. So the array type is an int, and let's call it what? Child. Okay, and followed by the array name, which is age. And so with this syntax, you can simply reference it using the variable name. Okay, plus a space. Let's not use print line, but use print so that it's all on one line. Okay, and then we can print out an empty line here. I will put it here. So this way, it looks better. This will print out that empty line. Okay, let's see. Okay, so second child is changed. Last child is changed. Okay, that's done. That's the print. And then change. Instead of assigning 8, ask the user to enter an age for each child and assign the user input to each element of the array. Okay, so let's do that. Now we need to declare a scanner object because we need to get input. And when you do this, you see it doesn't compile. You click on that X and it tells you to import. So you just double click, and this way you do not have to write it. It just imports it correctly for you. Okay, so here, instead of assigning 8 to it, we assign the user input. How do you get the user input? You all know we do this. Next. Our age is an int, so next int. Okay, and that's it. We did that, and then we need to calculate the average age of the children and print it out. Okay, so let's calculate the average age of the children. But then to calculate the average, we need to accumulate the total first, right? So we need to access each element. So we always use this for loop. And let's declare a total. Initialize it to 0. And so we accumulate it to accumulate each array element that is age sub I. Okay. So that's it. And then you cannot have a space there. We need to calculate the average, and double average is equal to total divided by array length, right? Our array dot length. But here is the problem, everybody. If you remember, let's review. Total is an int, and array.length is an int. An int divided by an int will give you an int, and that will not be correct. So let's cast this into a double. Okay, so we cast total into a double and then divide by the number of elements. That should give you the accurate age. And then we just print it out. So here, and we say the average age of the children is, the average age is plus average, okay? And let's run this program. Oh, I forgot to tell the user to enter. So I will just enter 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, so young. Okay, so those are the ages, and we printed them out, right? Okay, and then the average age is 5.7. That gives you a double because we cast it. Okay, now just to make it easier to understand, this is not user-friendly. Remember, that's one of the criteria in your programming projects. You need to be user-friendly. That means you need to give the user instructions. So you will say, enter the ages for the children, okay? And this way, the user knows what to do. And now you will enter the age and you will show it. Okay, everybody, that's it.